Good afternoon, folks, and welcome. We're on the cassette mechanism out of the WALTHAM. I've had to cut these wires because they're all soldered on, so I've had to cut them. I'll have to rejoin them when the time comes. But what we're going to do, going to take the mechanism apart, and we're going to look at see if we can save it because it's got all that rust on it. So we're going to see if we can save the mechanism. If we can't, then it's scrap, but we'll do what we can. I mean, that's supposed to not stuck on there, but it's stuck, so let's get this off. And because we need the board off, because I need to get the switch bank, the plate that holds the buttons. Need to get that off, and that's stuck there. So there we go. Just pull that off. That's not really an issue. Right. Next thing, and some of these wires. Look at this. They're actually. I thought they were single wires. They're not. Anyway, never mind. They're all signal anyway. Yeah. So I've got to rejoin all them. Nice. Not a great problem. It's not a major issue that, but because there's a very good chance this thing won't be getting saved anyway. So we'll see. Very good chance it's fucked. But we need the board out of the way. So let's take these cable tie, these so-called tie things off. Right, this is made in the Republic of Ireland, as it's got stickers all over it saying so, but it isn't really. I mean, it's only assembled there because this is a Japanese mechanism. More than likely, like most of them back in the day, it's probably a Sanyo or something very, very similar. It's a Japanese mechanism anyway. I mean, most things back in the day had a Japanese mechanism. That's to take out a belt. We want that out. I mean, you never know. I mean, if this doesn't get repaired, it's not a great issue because it will go on to help other things live. You know. But we need to give it every chance. Now, fucking hell. The last one I had of these, I don't recall having to take the cassette deck out of the unit because I don't recall undoing these screws at the front that release these buttons. Well, I don't recall taking the cassette deck down to bits to this degree at least. It's needs servicing. I mean, it's absolutely filthy anyway, so it does need sorting. But whether it can be saved is another matter. It might be fucked. I mean, that screw there, I think, is rusted in. I don't think we're going to be getting that fucking screw out. That screws permanently in there. If we can't get that out, we can't get the buttons out. So we can't get to the. Nope. That screw's fucked. See if we've got anything else that'll do it. Let's try this one. Doesn't look as though we're going to be getting this apart, folks. If we can't get the screws out, then we can't take the fucker apart because it needs to come apart. I need to get the board out to get this plate here off. Oh, got it. Got it. So that screw will have to get dunked in some vinegar to sort it out. There we go. We got it. Now, I need to get, I think, Jesus, that's it. There we go. Whether this goes back together, it's another matter. But it's got to come apart, there's no two ways. Shut up, Scraps! Will that screwdriver fit in there? No. Wonder why they use different types of fucking screws. Why couldn't they just used? I mean, it's probably designed. That screw's even loose. I mean, it's probably designed to requirements that Waltham had, but it's not. It's not what do you call it? It's not a Western made mechanism. It's a Chinese one. All them wires that I cut all go there. Oh no, they go there. And you got wires coming up here to the heads. But we need. This has to come off. I mean, there's no two ways about it. There we go. So you look at that there, it's a right mess. That is disgusting. Right. So. Right, where's it screwed in? There. There's going to be some of these that ain't going to come out. You ever had that have you ever had that funny feeling in your liver? You know, when you just know that you know, you just get that feeling when you just know something is completely futile. And that's not coming out. What about the other one? I could probably move this out of the way if we get one of the screws undone. There, that one's gone. Make sure I don't lose that. Scraps! So you can probably move that out though. So you can probably loosen that now. Just by see, that'll probably come off now because I've moved that, so nope. But we need that off because we've got to get mean, they probably didn't envisage that somebody was going to come along and try and repair this thing. Luckily the belt's okay. It's an Orion tape mechanism, which is about as far from Japan as you can get. Which is about as far from Ireland as you can get. So we've got a screw going through there, and there's another one at the end there. So that one there, which is I mean, it's not a terrible mechanism, this. It's just trying to see what's putting stress on the board here. And two, there's a sensor, there's a reed switch there. That's putting stress on it, so we can take that off. I mean, some of the fucking screws just fall out. I've got a feeling that this ain't going to be savable, because I need that unit there off. It's got to come off no matter what. It's got to come off. Because it has to come off for it to go back together. Right, so now I can work on it a bit now. Get down there now. The problem is, I can get onto that screw now, but I can't fucking do out about it because there's no fucking head on it really. Oh, we've got it. We've got it. Make sure I don't lose that fucking screw. That's a small screw. That's basically a solenoid. So everything that's come off has gone on this towel, so we shouldn't have an issue with things here. Now, can I move this out of the way? And we've got that has fell out. I'll work out where that goes. But now where's the screws that has to come up? We've got one here, and they both hold fucking bits on, so alright, that one there. If anything, we get a lesson in how to take a tape deck apart. And this here has to lift off here, and I'm hoping that a load of stuff doesn't fall off, which no, it hasn't done. And that's got a thing there, and we've got a. Now I'm hoping that that'll stay in place under the capstan. It should. Right, now the button unit should now lift off. There we are. So what we'll do, we'll start cleaning, or trying to clean this. So we'll look at the state of it. I think we're fighting a lost cause, but we'll try. Got the Dremel. We're Dremeled up, we're ready. No, actually, I think it's working. Let me just turn this round. That way. You get the general idea, folks. I'll bring you back when there's a bit more interesting, something more interesting. Well, I'll bring you back if I can ever get rid of you. Where's the remote? There it is. Folks, with the head off, you can see the full scale of it. Look. Let's just see if we can. I can't bring you down any further. Look at that. I think that, to be honest with you, I think it's fucked. But we'll try. Hey folks, I'm going to have a go at assembling the button plate. This should be some fun. Right, well, it goes that way. The buttons go in that way. That's how the buttons go in. At least I think that's how they go. Which way does this mount on? Mounts on that way. Yeah. Yeah. So, what we have to do? Yeah, because that goes through there. That way. And I think this is going to be some fun. It goes into there. But I'm not entirely sure which way around the springs go. That button goes up like that, so yeah, that's right. So I need to work out which way around the springs go. Because, to be perfectly honest, I fucking forgot. Right, so it goes on there. And I think it goes like that. So if we, but not on that one, it needs to go on the first one. And I think what they did, I think when they assembled these, I think they actually pulled the caps off them. And they assembled them with the caps off it because it makes sense. It makes sense to assemble them with the caps off, so see if I can get the caps off them without breaking them. I know the record one comes off. They should pull off actually because only fucking double-sided taped on. They're not fucking stuck on that well. Right. I'm saying they're only double-sided tapes on. I think they are. Might be glued on actually. Ouch. That hurt. Because I don't think you can get, I think you've got to get the caps off to get the buttons on, because you can't get, you've not really got any room. Hang on, let's have a look at the record one. They're all the same, the buttons, but one of them does pull off. So they don't. One of them does. No? No? Might not now. No, I think they're glued. No, they're actually glued in. They're actually glued in the caps, so basically, given that the buttons are all the same, so it goes in that way. We're going to start at that end. So basically the buttons are glued in, so basically we're going to have to and that goes there and it hooks through. Then so I think they go that way. I think they go that way, but the problem is getting the fucking things in. So it goes under there. I mean, you can't really see what I'm doing, but if I can't get these buttons, if I can't get these springs in, then there's no way I'm going to be able to put it back together. Oh, there we are. See, we've got a gap. You just need a little bit of a gap. Once you get the first fucking one in, it'll probably be dead easy. But I think, but there again, I think they fucking go that way because they must hook under there. Either that, or they go that way, like that. Yeah, they do. That's how they go. They go that way, which means put that post in, that bar in, put the spring on. That's how they go. Goes under there, and then when you press on it, then right. So you press on it, and that's how it goes. Goes down, and then pushes. Oh, hang on, you've got to get the fucking, you've got to get the rod through. So we need to pull the rod back a little bit. So the bar, the rod bar, whatever you want to call it, has to come back a little bit. Because we have to That's how it goes. That's how you do them. But the problem is, get in. There. And then once these are all in place, it'll hold it about there. But that's how they go. That's how they go. Right, let's get them in. Because this is all cleaned out enough, it's not too bad. Let's get the rest of them in. Right, so I need to move that a bit further there. Wow. Get the rod onto the spring. Put the spring onto the rod. Move the rod back slightly. There we go. Bring that one down. And then have I got that fucking right first time? No, it's sticking. No, I didn't think it. I thought that was too good to be true. We're in the right place there. So that's right. So if I lift that, and that one's not catching. Oh, hang on. Let's push it through a bit more. There we go. Let's push it through a bit more. There we are. That's working. Let's move this bar over. Actually, yeah, look. I've got it right first time on that one. So let's get the next one in. Wow. These are easier than I thought they were. So basically you just put your spring, push your rod through a little bit. Put that and put your spring there. Bring your button down. Well, I've got the first one in. So oh, hang on, I'm catching on the I'm catching on the bar at the back. There we go. And then you just lift your rod up a little bit, your bar, and it should just push in. So if I hold that there and just bring that, see, that's where you get the difficulty bit, because we have to go through there. So we have to, so the rod has to come up. We have to got to go through two parts there. So let's see if we can give that a jiggle with that. Right, so we're on Yeah, we've got the button in. We just have to lift the rod. So we have to move the rod at the same time, maybe give it a tap. A bit of a love tap. I don't think we're quite on where we want to be. No, we're not quite where we need to be on there. There we are now. I can just hold that there and just right. We're on the button. There we are. There we are. We've got the button through. Now we just need to get it over that. Oops. Get it over that ledge. Hope I've not lifted that out of place. Let's press. Let's just release that button. That's it. So basically what we need to do is lift this rod or bar, whatever you choose to call it, so that we lift it onto that, and that should release and pop up. Oops. But I think we might be, no, we've not got that spring in the right place. So I wonder if we can just pop that under. Pop that under and in. No, we're on the wrong side of it. Just pull that one back out. There we go. Just take that one back out. We're actually on the wrong side of it. Because that one is not going to go in that way. I've got an itchy back. Jesus. Oh, get it out. Why do you get itchy backs and you can't nowhere scratching them? Right, so I think this one, yeah, it goes on there. That's it. And that's it. So that goes on there. And that goes down. That goes down to there. And it should clip in. Fuck it, I've got something fucking, I've got an itchy back, folks. I can't fucking reach it. Fucking hell. Scratch your back with your shirt. Right. So we're actually a bit further forward. I want to probably be on the rod. Yeah, we've got the spring in the right place. The spring's in the right place. We've pressed the button down. Don't really want it down. Then we've through the button. There we go. That's basically how they're assembled. So you can do them with the caps on. But I get the feeling that when these were assembled, they were done without the caps on, and the caps were glued on later because it just seems easier. I should have cleaned these before putting them on. I ain't fucking taking them back off. Once these are on this assembly, they're staying on. And so we need to come through. because we need the next one, and that's all you do really, you just feed them on as you go along. There we go. Next one, just push the bar back a bit, bar, rod, whatever you choose to call it. Doesn't matter what you call it, you can call it fucking Arthur, as long as you get it in there. And then there we go, that one's in. That one went in nice and easy. In fact, it went in too fucking easy. But it's in. 2 springs left, 2 fucking buttons left. Right. I'm still not holding much hope out for this thing because there's a lot of work to do on it. I mean, if anything, it's... If anything, I'm probably just fucking flogging a dead horse, but I might as well fucking have a go. I might as well have a fucking go. I mean, there's no... Right, so that needs to go, there we are, into there, and then all we do, we just get our bar centered. That's it. But that's how you put your buttons back on anyway. I mean, I thought, to be honest folks, I thought this was going to be one of the trickiest parts, but it's turned out to be, push that through. It's turned out to be actually probably the easiest. I thought this was going to be one of the trickiest parts, but no. Push that through a bit more so we get a bit more of the rod exposed. There we go, we don't need that much. Push that back. Yeah, I think that should just pop through actually. Just try and give it a tap. Now, all we need to do next is tap that pin through. There we are. And while the getting's good, let's get the fucking clip on the end. I thought I'd lost the clip for this the other night, but I haven't. It's here. There we are. That's our buttons. If I press them down, they will work. If I press them down, there's the pause button. Press them down. It's hard to hold them and press them. Then that flicks into place. That's actually the stop button. Then that's your, there you are. I will actually put a bit of lubricant in there. I will actually lubricate that so it works a bit better. But that's working. That's the button unit put back together. And they do stay down, trust me. See what I mean? That's better. When you press the stop button. It seems to lag a bit really, but I need to lubricate this anyway. But that's as good as I'm going to get that. So that's the button unit put back together. So that's looking good now. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit more. You know, I'm feeling a bit more happy about this now. What I want to do next, I want to put the cassette door back on, because I want to put the cassette lid, if you like, door, whatever you want to call it. I want to put that back on because it broke and I re-epoxied it. So I'm hoping the epoxy works. I mean, that could be a deal breaker on this as well, because I epoxied this back on. And I think we're alright with that. So now let me see if I've got the bits for that. Well, there's one of them. There's the spring that goes in there, and there should be another one. Then there should be a couple of clips. I think I've lost the clips, but one of these is longer than the other. One of these is longer than the other, and the issue is I can't remember which one is longer than the other. Let's fit the door, put the door into the lid into place. And I can't remember which one was long. I think the one with the spring on has got to be the longest one. Oh, hang on. There is one longer than the other. Yeah, I'd have to say the one that has the spring on. Yeah, and the spring goes into this notch here, and this goes into here. I'll tell you what, you know, this is supposed to be, you know, there wasn't much precision used here, because they're supposed to just drop straight in, and they don't. Them pins are supposed to just drop straight in, and they're actually, looking at that, they're actually out of line. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. See, I don't want to tap it. I don't want to tap it because there we are, that's it, it's gone in. Right, so yeah. Yeah, that's the one there. And the other one's the one, the longest one is the one that has the spring on it. And it goes in. Right, this could be a bit tricky. We've got a fucking big piece of chipboard in front of me. In fact, I think it's supposed to go that way. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's supposed to go that way. Yeah, because you suppose you've got to get the... I can't see fuck all there. There we go. I'll tell you what. I don't think they had precision on the menu when they were putting these doing these things. Precision wasn't on the menu when these things were made, I'll tell you that, folks. Come on. There we go. So what I need to do is try and get the fucking... That's how they go though. It does go that way around. Basically, and I did take care to make sure that I didn't actually get any of the epoxy into where it shouldn't. See, the problem with this, I want it open. Oh, really, it will work. It will work once it's in, because it's got to go through there. I mean, if it goes in without breaking, it will work, but it'll last. It'll be all right. You know. Basically, if it could take the rigours of me fucking pushing and pulling it, and jiggling it about, trying to get it in, then it probably will last. I don't want to hit it though, because I don't want to cause... So when I lift that off there, lift that down. So basically you've got to get it lined up. You can't fucking see really. And what I'm going to have to do, see if I can get in there to get them. I mean, somebody got in there with something to get them on, so I'm going to have to get this piece of fucking chipboard off the side. I thought I could have worked around that, but obviously clearly not. So somebody obviously got in here to put this chipboard on, so it must come off. Yeah. See if we can move that out of the way now. There we are. There we go. Right, so that has to, so that's right there, that's too far, sitting too far down for a start. Right. So that needs to go. I can't work without that. I've got to find a way of getting that off. Couldn't get the screwdriver into it. Right. We'll get that one into it. Let's get this fucking piece of board off it. No. You fucker. You know, I can still smell that nicotined up hacker in here, you know. It smells like somebody's fucking smoking cigars on top of it. horrible fucking smell. I mean, I smoke, don't get me wrong, I mean. Right, so now I can work on that now. Right, so we don't want that one falling out. I've got that fucker in. I've got to find a clip for it because I lost the clips. But there we are, you see. Now it has to go in. See, the problem is let's pull it back to there. You can't fucking, that's it. That's where we need to be roughly. I mean, if it fucking breaks off, I ain't fucking arse, it'll just. The problem is I mean, we've already got a ton of pressure being pressed onto that. And I don't want to hit that because if I hit it, there's a very good chance it'll break. And I need the door to be straight. I need the door to be pretty much in the right position. Now let's see if I can. If it fucking breaks, it fucking breaks. No, we're not actually in. I don't think we're correctly lined up, are we? No, we're not. We need to be there. I mean, that puts you near enough in. I mean, it's the fucking spring that's the issue. If we didn't have the fucking spring, it wouldn't be a problem. The spring needs to be fucking over this side. And the spring has to be there. Now this should just jiggle into place. I mean it should, but it fucking is being a cunt. See, I'm expecting that to be pushed up by the spring. See, we're out of line, there we are, we're actually lined up there now. Right. Make sure that fucker don't come out as well. Might have been easier getting that one in first and then putting this fucker in. But we're getting in. Let's just see, we're actually not in the right fucking area there. We were a minute ago. It's a case of having to jiggle it really. That has to be there, and then to get that in the right position, it has to be there. It does go that way through. There. That's it. And that spring is supposed to go fuck, that's putting a lot of pressure on that. But that spring is actually, no wonder the fuck I broke. That spring is supposed to go up. I can't see that fucking holding. I could have first, but now I can't. Right. There we go. All I need to do is find a couple of clips to go on there because I lost the bastards. But, I mean, that one will never come off. If worse comes to worse, I'll put a fucking, I don't know, got to put a clip on it, haven't I? Anyway, so I think I've got a clip for one side. Let's just have a look. I'm sure I've got one of the clips. I think I lost one. I'm pretty sure the other one's knocking about in here somewhere. They're only small clips, I'll find a couple for it. But they're that small, one of them fucking flew off, it disappeared. I'm pretty sure the other one's in here, but I could be wrong. It looks like I am wrong because it ain't in here. But yeah, it is. There's one of them. So if we can put one on, put the one on that so I'll put the one on this end. I'll make myself a coffee in a minute. So I'll put the one on this end. There we are. So that now has got a clip on it. It's not clipped all the way on though, so let's make sure that's fully clipped all the way on. We are now. There we are. And that one there, that's not going to be in a rush to come out. That one there, that one there's not going to be in a rush to come out. And push that all the way through like it's supposed to go there. And that's right. Yeah. I'll tell you what though folks, there's a lot of fucking stress on that for what it is. But There is, you know, so for what that is, there's a lot of stress. Anyway, that's that fixed. So that's that fixed, so we can put this out of the way. Because that's that fixed. I'm not even messing about putting that piece of wood back on yet. I can't. Let's just leave that up there out of the way for a minute. Now, you're probably wondering why there's a guitar tuner on my bench. I don't need that. It was in that tray. And I'm picking wire brush out. Well, I'm picking my fucking wire brush out on me from everywhere. Right, so basically we've serviced that. Well, we need to give it a lubrication, and that's working now. It just needs to be lubricated. I just need to clean and lubricate. I've got most of the rust off. I mean, there's some stuff there that's not going to come off. I mean, it's never going to be what it was, is it? And I've got to work on this. And I've done some work on this, and this is actually not bad now. It's not as bad as it was, so I reckon I can clean all the tyres and stuff up, because I can put this back in before putting that on. Which will help, because I can I can service all the idlers, and they're all in good nick according to that, bad look at that. So what I'm going to do now, folks, I'm going to have a fag and a brew, and then we'll come back and see where we're up to with it. But we're getting there. You know, this thing might live again, but it's definitely an Orion mechanism. Definitely definitely Japanese made. You know, companies like WALTHAM and Fidelity and all the rest of the companies, they all bought their mechanisms from Japan. Because all the mechanisms in their music centres were all made by the Japs. Every single one of them. I mean, they were all Japanese. Anyway, let's leave it there for now. We'll come back in a bit. Good morning, folks, and welcome back. We're still on the Waltham cassette deck, and as you can see, yesterday I reassembled the button unit. That's all ready. All that works. It's just got to be lubricated. So what we'll do is get that down, get the lubricant down now. Get the lubrication stuff down, and we'll start to see if we can do anything about. Where's my glasses? There they are. Right. I've been over all this, and I've got this as smooth as I can get it, and most of the rust off. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to be alright there now. Still a bit bubbly in places, but the cassette won't even go anywhere near that, so I'm pretty sure we're okay. I'll be able to power this up off the power supply, so I can turn everything to clean everything and that kind of idea. So what I want to do, I want to give the button, oh, get in there, you, don't you coming out. Right, so what I want to do is give this a bit of a lubrication, really, just in a couple of places. Oops. Now that'll probably do the whole fucking lot. Now let's try that. That's better. Yeah, that flicks back nice now. That's good, and that's all we need to do with that, really. Just get a bit of, there we are. Now let's have a look at the head block. Now we've got a bit of crap on there, so we can get the sandpaper, because I've worn my wire wheel out really, and I don't know where my box of Dremel accessories is. My big box, I've got a small one knocking about, but it hasn't got what I want in it, so I'm just going to use a bit of sandpaper, just take off this rough spots here. There we are. That's bringing it down. But try not to break any of the wires. Just take the rough spots off, just so the head assembly can move smoothly. This will all be lubricated with a bit of grease anyway, but you know, just so that it just take the rust off as much as you can get it. I mean, I'll go over this again a little bit as well, but I think I might be able to save this. I'm hoping so, because I don't like to scrap anything if I can avoid it. You know, I think scrapping stuff if you can avoid it is wasteful. You know, when there's, I mean, because the radio on this thing works absolutely lovely. There we go. Those heads need a clean. Now, let's just turn this round and get onto this part here. This should all feel relative. This feels a bit rough here, but there's not going to be a lot I can do about it. Sandpaper's a bit crappy, not really made for this though. Get that little piece there. There we go. If I can get where the head slides, I mean, the head doesn't push fully down anyway, I don't think. There's a certain amount of clearance, but there's times where a sandblaster would come in nice. I mean, to be honest with you folks, this thing looked a lot worse than what it actually is. You know, it really did. See if we've got anything a bit more robust, because that's really a pain in the ass. I don't even know where. Let's have a look in the drawers. See if I can find me fucking accessories. Got stuff there, but what's in here? Might be stuff in there I can use. Because I want things like sanding pads and that kind of thing, and polishing and whatnot, you know. So we'll see what we've got in here. And look at those discs. Didn't know I had those. They're pretty thick. We've got that sanding thing there, but the problem is the screw's missing out of it. But that's no great issue. I can probably find the screw. One of the other ones will do it. and put a washer on it. See, we've got the polishing. We've got the polishing wheels here. So I'm going to try and polish it all up a little bit. See if we can polish it up a bit, because we've got these here, because you screw them onto there. Screw that onto the polishing wheel there, and I should have some compound somewhere. If it's still any good, it probably isn't. Might do. Anyway, let's get it into the Dremel. Failing that, I've got some Brasso. Are we plugged in? We are. I've got a special spanner for them doing the Dremel as well. Fucker in it, you can never find it when you want it. Get this crap out of all this shit out of the fucking way. There we go. That out of the way, that's fuck, that was a wire brush. Right. Well, basically the idea is that you're supposed to get this fucking stuff out of the fucking pot. You can't get the fucking Dremel into there. Well, the idea is you get this out of the pot. And you're supposed to put it on your fucking, don't know whether you put it on your work, whether you put it on your fucking, I ain't got a fucking clue. Right, it's gonna just fuck off to nowhere, that. So I'm thinking. Get the Brasso. I fucking soak it in fucking Brasso. Oops, no. There we go. Get a bit more. Right. Just polish everything up a little bit, try anyway. Make it look a bit better, a bit neater than what actually fucking is. All the brass all flies off in your face. You can't go any slower. Just really. Not much of that fucking cloth left here, don't last long, do it? Look at that. That somebody's been fucking sticking in their ass. Oh shit, oh no, I thought I'd done that then, I haven't. There we go. Right. Let's see if I can remember how all this shit came apart. Right, so we want to start off by putting the head block back on. And for that we want 2 of those. And we want 2 small screws. And I'm going to test the screws I want to make sure that they fit the correct places. I think they should be washers, but I can't remember. And this has got to go back on, that goes underneath. Can't remember where that goes, but I'll work it out. There's the pinch roller, that'll need to be cleaned, the pinch roller spring. Right, let's have a look at the... Right, so they go into the head. Like so. And the head first of all, I've got 2 springs to put on. May as well fucking try and fucking do battle with them springs first. Got one here, goes over there. We've got another one. It's probably got to be the hardest to put on. I don't want to stretch these because they've got to be, and that one's come off. I might just get this fucker on. Right, that's that one in place. Now let's get this one in place. The idea hold that like that, lift that up over the capstan, drop the head block, as I'm calling it, into position. Right, so we're actually stuck. That's fully it. That's fully. Is that fully up? No, it can't be. That can't be full. No, it's not fully up. That. So why are we hitting that there? Right. So that could be. And that might have to go into there. No, it can't do. Right. It can't do. I've got a feeling that this has to come back. That has to go in front of that. that hits that, so why is that hitting that? So and that pushes the head forward. So hang on. We have to have this. Goes through there. Right. And that's it. That pushes through there. So then what we do, we get our little these go under there, not above. These ride under there. There are certain aspects, I'll own up, there are certain aspects of this that I am going to get wrong. Where we'll actually take it apart and put it back together again. I already worked that one out. There we go. Now all we do is we put them in the position they need to be in. Which is there. Now find the screws that went with those. Yeah, they definitely go that way. Yeah, definitely go that way. At least I think they do. Can't fucking remember now. Right, let me find me a tool for lining up the holes. See, I'm not sure if they went on the top or they went on the fucking bottom. Can't remember if they went in that way or the other fucking way. I think they went in the other way, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, because there's no screw marks on here. Right, I went right, they went in the other way. So just lift that out. I'm sure they went in the other way. Sure they did. Soon find out. Have a look at the bottom of them, that might give me a clue. Right, well, there's a bit of rust on the bottom of them. There is rust on the bottom of them, so... No, they didn't go in that way. They didn't go in that way. No, they went in the bottom, they had to have done. There's 3 of them and all. That's one I thought somewhere else. Which I need to remember where that came from. But yeah. Yeah, that was right. I was right the first time. That goes in there. That goes in there. That's how they were done. And then that one's the wrong way up. There we are. And then we had screws. Look at this here, folks, a piece of tape stuck in the pinch roller, look at that. Yeah, someone's tape at some time. Is that still rubbery? Yeah, it's alright that. No, I think what I should have done was kept all the screws fucking separate, but I didn't. So, as a result of that, the sort of a bit of a, what do you call it, as to where screws go. But I know all the screws and stuff here all go into there. They all do go into things like the heads and stuff, and I think these were the head ones. Either these or these. Soon find out. Let's try these ones. Right. So I just line up my head. There we go. Well, that one fits in there. Whether it's the fucking right one is another matter, but it fits. That one's a bit tight for that one, I think. Let's have another look. They're not, because they fall straight through. And there's no washers here, so there's no washers on. And that was one I had trouble getting out. That's off the head block. Not the head block, the buttons. They're off the head block. So I think the ones I've picked are the right ones. So what we'll do, I mean, they could be the wrong way up, but they could be the wrong way up. They could go in the other way up, for all I fucking know. Can't fucking remember. I need to review my footage, I think, which is what I probably will do. And that's not a screw for that, because that's lined up. Hang on. That's lined up there. Try now. Does that go all the way up? No, it doesn't. Why doesn't that go all the way up? See if we're not in somewhere. No, we're not in there. That's not right. That's supposed to be there. That's it. That's it. If you hold that there, then you press the head block. Yeah. Alright, I'm still going to have to cross-reference my footage, I'm afraid, folks, because I'm not sure about this here. Just not. Oh, good job of video, isn't it? Oh, that feels seized. It's not, it's just something catching it. Yeah, because that has to be... that has to go under there. I mean, I managed to do that a minute ago by fucking hand. Now, fucking... oh, hang on. I mean, all this has got to come out, so... Right. I'm going to leave it there for now, folks. I'm going to do this video in increments because I'm going to check me footage and see where certain things go. I want to get a shower soon and I'm off to the car boot sale this morning. And look at my glasses, I got spattered by a brasso. Yeah, that's better. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now, folks, because I want to have a fag and then get a shower. And I want to review my footage because I'm not sure on where them two fucking brass things went. Whether they went on the top here or under there, I don't know. I can't remember. And if you can't remember, that's why we do these videos, partly so we can double check and see. Because when I lift this off, I'll know where they were then. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. We'll come back at some point. I don't know what part this is going to be or anything. I'm just going to join it all together and do it in a couple of different parts and, you know, see how we get on with it. So what we'll do, we'll go for fast forward. Yeah, which is good. And we'll go for the auto stop, which I'm going to activate by hand. There we are. Works. Rewind. Yeah. Play. Play works. I don't think we can get anything. I wonder if I connect it to my signal tray so we'll get anything through the head. We might. Let's try it. Because we can do the head alignment and everything if I can do that. Might not get anything through it, but we'll try it. No, I won't get that through the head. Where's the... I thought it might have done. And there's a negative for the head. Connect that onto the chassis. Just connect it to there. No. No, it's not going to work doing that. Didn't think it would, I just thought I'd try it. Right, didn't think that would work, I just thought I'd try it. But the cassette is actually working. Check the pause. Yeah. Yeah. So I've put the mechanism back together correctly anyway. So all I've got to do now is wire it all back up and put all the screws back in that I took out and clean these buttons and stuff. That's all I've got to do now, and then we're done. We can put it back into the machine. This head hasn't been disturbed, but I've got a feeling that I will have to do an alignment. I'll have to do that when I put it back in the music centre. That's no great problem. That's not really an issue. But I think there might be an alignment hole on it somewhere anyway. I don't think the head will be that far out. No, it's the mechanism, all that lot screws onto the bottom of here. So that might even make it easier to put the foot. Oh no, it doesn't. Some of it does, some of it doesn't. But I can put this back in after I've done the alignment, so that's okay. So we've got that. And to be perfectly honest, folks, I've got the take counter belt to put back on wherever that's fucking gone. I think this is it here. Yeah. That's the take counter belt, that's got to go back on. But that I will agree, you have to agree, that is running very, very, very smooth. The pinch roller needs a clean and stuff. The head's, well, I polished it, didn't I? I'll still give them a clean. You know, but yeah. And that goes over that to, there we go, keep all that where it needs to be. That's eject. Eject works, if I stop that and then press it, there we go. That's dead silent, folks. I want to try and find another belt for it, to be honest, because I would like to put another belt on it before I put it back together, but you know, it's working to all intents and purposes. I'm putting about 9 volts into it, which is probably what it should be about. How far can I turn it down before it stops? That's about 2 volts. There we go. We stopped. It's about 3 volts, because there's 5. And that's about 2.5 volts. That's about 9 volts. So yeah. Yeah. Dead quiet. Oops, that's me pressing the auto stop. I've lost the screw out of the auto stop solenoid, so I need to find that. It's a dead small screw and all, so I've got to find that. Anyway, let's turn this power supply off. We're done with that now. So yeah, that's another job ticked off. All I've got to do now is put all this back together. This has all been cleaned here, believe it or not. It's all been cleaned. It all works absolutely beautifully. There were a few issues along the way. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to just get a bit of grease and just on the brake, where the brake actuates, just there. That's it. What I've done, I've put a bit of grease in strategic places to just help it really. I mean, doesn't need it really, but I just thought, well, why not? You know, it's a bit crappy looking still, this mechanism, but at least now it works, and the auto stop actually all works. When I touch the solenoid with my finger, it does switch it off, but I need to find the other screw out of this side of the solenoid, which could take some doing. And I'm going to leave it there for now, folks. We know the mechanism actually is put back together correctly because it works. And I've got to go through this board, make sure I've not damaged any resistors, capacitors out while I've been moving it about. And then that's got to be screwed. This panel, this plate here, which is this plate goes back on here, which is for your level controls and stuff. It somehow screws onto there, so that goes onto there like that, and then the board goes onto there. So just as a final touch for now, what I'll do, I'll put that board back, put that back on, because I can still get in there, I think, to put the screw in the solenoid. Now I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that until I put the solenoid on, just in case I can't get into the bastard. Yeah, I'm going to leave it till I'm going to leave that because I've got to connect the wires back up for the solenoid. So yeah, I'm going to leave that as it is for now, folks, and I'll finish this off later. Thanks for watching. Good morning, folks, and welcome. We're on the we're still on the WALTHAM, and we've what we've done, we've rebuilt the mechanism. The mechanism's been rebuilt. It does need a new belt, but I can get at that to replace that at a later date, just from the bottom here. But it all runs really, really well now, like you'd expect. Runs beautifully. It's still not as nice as I'd like it to be, but it's clean. It's a lot cleaner. You know, it's, yeah. See, oops. Oh, it's just a button pressing out. But it seems to be a lot cleaner. I've done all the switches down here. They've all been cleaned. I've got to put the buttons back on. I'll do them when I put it back in the cabinet. I chopped this wire off here, I'll be honest. I've had to rejoin all these wires here because I cut this off. I forgot. I've not done one since I was very young, and I forgot they had a plug on the end of them. I could have unplugged it. Anyway, never mind, we're all back together, and anyway, that's what you need on a day like this. Bit of the old flatulence. Anyway, so basically it's I don't know why I've still got these towels down, but I suppose they're handy actually, because you know, if you're you know, to stop things rolling off the bench for one thing. But anyway, let's move all this crap out of the way and move this cassette deck out of the way, and we'll get the Waltham Music Centre itself back on the bench, and we'll attempt to reassemble it. Right. We've got another plug here which connects the power supply and everything up to the cassette mechanism. Right, the cassette mechanism on this it just slips in. Let's turn that round so that I can see where we're up to here. Don't want to trap anything. Don't want to get anything caught. If there's certain parts you can't see, I apologise in advance for that, but you know, it's more important that I see what I'm doing. And get that lined up as square as possible. Ooh. Now where's me screws for the Waltham? Should be in that tub there. And I better stand up, because if I don't, I'll pull it down, it'll go all over me. Yep, there are all my screws. My push buttons should be there. They are. My knobs and all the rest of it. I'll have to sellotape this bit of shielding down here and put something on there as well to, you know, so just sellotape that. I wish I had some Kapton tape, but I haven't, so you know, you're not going to be able to see all this, I mean, because I'm not going to put all the screws in for now. I'm going to put a few in. And I'm going to make sure that I don't trap any fucking wires in between screws. We don't want to blow it up right after working on it, do we? Really, I should test this cassette mechanism before putting it back in, but it would help if the damn thing was lined up, wouldn't it? Slightly off. Slightly off centre. That's why that screw won't drop it, that's why that screw won't go in. There we are, we're bang on now. And what I like to do, I like to leave all the screws loose. There we are. Until they're all in. And then once they're all in, you can nip it up then. Take that fucking blade out, I don't need that. Some of these see, like that was out of line, it's lined up now. Right, what's that one there? You have to work out. I think these fat ones here, if memory serves me, and they went there. But I wouldn't want to put my money on that. But yeah, I'm right, they do. And then one goes down. Yeah, they do, they go in there. Where them fat ones go. Won't tighten them all fully yet, because I want to get them in, as I say. Right, and there should be, I should be able to lift that up there. Does that one go there? No, it doesn't. Right, so where's this other fucker go? Oh, it goes there. Goes there. That's that one in. Got any more fat ones? Got another thin one here. Goes here. Right, any more fat ones? No. They're all thin ones. I mean, some of them actually hold the top on. The top of the cassette deck. Some of them actually hold that on. So. Right. Well, now we're actually in. We can tighten the screws up because we're pretty much going to be centered now anyway. But remember, don't swing on these. You just want them. You only want them just above snug. So all we're looking for, you know, you get people who swing on things and before they know it, they've broken it. And then they can't understand why they've broken it. The reason why they've broken it is because they swung on it. Right, so what we want to do next is put it on its end, and I should have a wire here. Yeah, I've got a plug there, and these are just like a valve socket, and they probably are valve sockets that they fucking used. You know, it's probably fucking valve sockets that they used. That's that one in. Now we have to feed this one through here. We have to feed this one through here because it has to go onto the preamp. Round about here somewhere, I think. Round about here. I should be able to see the socket, shape of the socket, but I can't. So what I'll do now, I'll lay the music centre flat so that I can see. Oh, yeah, that's a pleasing sight, folks. The cassette deck back in. Right, the socket for that one's right at the fucking front, and that's going to be a bastard to get your fucking fingers in. At least the pin lines up, at least everything seems to line up. Right, so I'm hoping I don't have to take the radio board out, because I don't want to do that unless I absolutely have to. There we go. Yeah, we're in. Right. Yeah, we're in. So we can start to put things back. Let's put the buttons on first, it might be easier. Right. Right. I don't think it matters which way round these buttons go, because I don't think they're fucking... I think they're a perfect square all the way around. So I don't think it matters. So you find out. That's one on. Doesn't want to come back out. Oh, that's why. Some of them are like that. Some of them you press them, and some of them are you press them and then press them again for them to pop out. Yeah, I think they are slightly different then. Yeah, you go the other way up. They are slightly longer on one side. Yeah, so they go. Yeah, they're slightly narrower this way, only slightly. And the way to do it is to just leave these ones on, and you can gauge it then. All I'm doing here, folks, I know you can't see it, but all I'm doing, I'm pushing buttons on. If you have trouble pushing buttons on, then there's got to be a problem with you somewhere. There we go. Let's move this bucket of screws and stuff out of the way. Right, I'll try and move it back a bit. Let's try and adjust. I think my remote control tripod's gone dead, you know. Let's try it. I think it's gone flat, but I could be wrong. Oh no, it's got life in it. Does surprise me. Not used it for a while. There we are. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can see my legs as well. Look, I've got my undies on. I've got my Aldi, my stripy Aldi hipsters on. Now, what we want to do next, I've got to stick all this shit back down and everything. It needs a bit of work this before I can even think about selling it. I mean, what we want to do next, I'll move it. Oops, nearly snapped a button off then. I'll move it back. And what we'll do, we'll get the front. Really, what I should have done, just give the inside of that front a wipe. Just for the hell of it. There's nothing in there, but it's not dirty, but why not? There we go. That's it. Pop the front panel back into place. I'm going to have to lift it up to do this. And it should, I might even have to stand up. This should just pop back into place. I mean, all the buttons are come through, all the switches have come through, apart from oh, control was a bit bent. There we are. Everything's through. We're not quite in yet though, because we are that side. Why are we not quite in this side? There we are. We've got buttons jamming. Now, there we go. They're all jamming. But there again, I would imagine. Oh, I don't understand, that one's not. Why is that lot fucking sticking? That's through where it should be, that's centred. So why is that lot all fucking jamming down? That's all in place. That's exactly as it should be. It's all flush. Unless I've put them, probably put them the fucking wrong way around. Me being the dopey, because that one's okay, it's the rest of them, yeah. I've realised me error. So basically I've got to get the buttons off and just whip them round. No problem. I've realised me error, because that one's right. Right, so let's just hook these buttons back out, because I can't get the fuckers otherwise. I don't want to snap the tops off them either. Come on, you cunt. That's it. Don't want to snap the... Let me lie this down, I'm not going to be able to work on it otherwise. And that's all my shit. No, I ain't, I thought it was everywhere then. Right, so just... Basically what I've done, I've put the buttons in the wrong fucking place. Put them the wrong way up. I did say there was a difference, didn't I? Just that I thought I'd fucking sussed it. But I didn't suss it. I fluffed it. There's a difference. See there? Oh, it would help if I used the right end of the fucking tool. Oh, Jesus. Oop, that's one flew off. Now we've got it. Oh, wouldn't be vintage electronics without some fun and frolics, would it? That one there's okay, it's just the others that are fucking wrong. And the trouble is, it's a bastard to get into them. Press that in. And luckily they're not tight fitting. So they'll... They will jiggle off. This one here is going to be the fucking problem. There we go. Let's get the pliers on it. There we go. Just turn all the buttons round. So I mean, there we are. Yeah. Me, dopey fucker, put them on the wrong fucking way. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Right. Nearly stuck that back in the wrong fucking way then. I mean, with the front on, you can only really put them in one way. But with the front off, you can put them in fucking both. The old tuner. Yep. These knobs were sprayed the other day, so these controls were all sprayed, so they shouldn't crackle. If they do, then they'll need spraying again. If they don't, then all well and good. And this can go on anywhere because there's not really an indent, not really a detent on it, so you know, put that on anywhere. Now, I've got the side capping to put on the side. Right, well that's pretty much everything wired up. Oh, we've got the motor for the record deck, which I'm gonna try and keep isolated so it doesn't touch anything. Because I'm not going to connect that just yet. I'm going to get a piece of heat shrink. I'm going to just see, before I connect any, before I give it any power, I'm going to just check that everything works. Let's get some heat shrink put around these wires. I'm not sure if that one has to be connected. I'm not sure if it's a fuse, if that was the fuse for the whole thing, or is it just the fuse for the record deck. We'll soon find out if fuck all happens when I turn it on. We're going to turn it on in a second, folks, and see. You just cover them up because we're not quite ready for the record deck yet. Right, where's the, right, there's the blue. Pull that piece of fucking, whatever that was on it. Right, well we're isolated now anyway, so we're insulated. Fasten that up so it doesn't end up all over the bench. Put it up there for a minute, let's get the, and see what happens. I mean, probably fuck all. It depends on what that fuse does. Is it just for the record motor, for the record player motor, or is it for everything? It would appear that that fuse is for everything. Because it didn't come on, so what we'll do, we're unplugged, we should connect our brown wire and our white wire together. I will put a fuse, now I know that fuse is for everything, I will put a fuse holder in that. I will fit a fuse. It might not go under the deck where it always was, but now I know what it's for, it will get one. So we'll join these two together. Don't have to worry about the neutral. So better get another piece of heat shrink that's a bit thicker. Put them two back because they're not needed. A slightly thicker piece I can get two wires through. Let's try that one. See, I wanted two wires through it, but I want it, that's too thin. I want the wires through it, but I want them to be pretty tight so that we don't fucking touch anything we shouldn't. Right, well that's okay. So what we can do now, we can lay it back down. Well, there's the record player inputs, the cartridge, so we'll keep them out of the way of everything. Go back to our plug. Power button, everything comes on. Is that cassette working? Yeah. Bit rattly, but it works. Right. Right, where's my talking tape? Don't know where my talking tape is. Just pop this one in and see if that level meter on the front does anything. I don't even know if it does. I think it's only for record. Because I've not got any speakers in it yet. I'll get the speakers in a minute. No, that level meter doesn't do anything. Let's see if it does when it's on record. Well, it's lit up. Let's press it on auto. Let's find a station. Is it manual with them both out? I'm trying to work out. It moves. Don't move all the way down there. It should go a bit further than that. Something's getting caught on the tuner. Something's hanging up on the tuner. Because that should go all the way down to the bottom there, and it doesn't. Oh, it did that time. Let's put it on medium wave. There we are. Right. So it's auto speech, auto music, yeah, and it's auto manual. This knob comes into play when you, yeah, because we're getting something now. Getting anything through the gram? Not a lot. Not getting a lot through that phono input. Getting somewhere though. Let's just get a cartridge. Just check this is not getting red hot. No, we're okay. Let's get a cartridge and that there. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we're working. we're working. Right, so we're alright there. Stop that. Let's go and get some speakers. Let's get a couple of speakers. Have I got any in here I can use? No, I haven't. Shut up! Out! Let me just go and get some speakers, folks. I can't find the remote now to just pause the camera for a second. There it is. Just get some speakers and we'll... Right, I found my tape. Let's have a listen.
They might come out and offer him a cup of tea. In winter, he sought refuge in the little cafe.
Well, that sounds...
Sometimes he brought an old discarded
very foggy.
which he ironed carefully with his forearms before settling down to digest last night's news. Sometimes he brought a sketch pad.
But it's working.
Stroking the page with a stubby
So what we'll do, we'll...
More often he simply sat, staring unseeingly out of the window and nursing his solitary cup of tea. I'm sure he puts the customers off, Kate grumbled. Sitting there like a bag of rags. Gives the cafe the wrong image. Never hardly does it, dear, Joe replied dryly. Smells enough to put anyone off, Kate said, fanning the air with her tea towel. Oh, leave the poor chap alone. He's harmless. The old man shuffled over to the counter and searched through the pockets of his old greatcoat. Then he held out a mittened hand, proffered a few coins, and with a gentle smile asked for a cup of tea. As Joe passed the steaming cup over the counter, a sudden impulse made her pick up a bar of chocolate from the display rack. Alf backed away, one hand raised in alarm. No, thank you. Just a tea, if you please. It's a present, Alf. A Christmas present. Alf stared at the chocolate, then lifted his eyes.
Tell you what, it fucking hisses a bit. Look at that. Let's give the head a clean. Well, there's plenty in there anyway. Oh, the fucking head's filthy. And you wonder if fucking that was getting through. I cleaned it the other day now. Right, let's try that. Hang on.
To Joe's, and a puzzled smile spread slowly over his
Still
face.
sounds like shit.
For me? Yeah, go on, take it, Joe urged, suddenly embarrassed. He was almost beginning to regret her impulsive gesture. Slowly Alf extended a hand, took the chocolate, stared at it for a moment, then carefully stowed it in his overcoat. Aren't you going to eat it now? Joe was vaguely disappointed. Alf shook his head. Don't you like chocolate then? She persisted. Because I'd gladly exchange it for something else if you like. What do you fancy? Shortbread? Oh, look at this nice ginger cake. Once more Alf shook his head. No, this is just grand, miss, thank you, he answered gravely. Just grand.
Well, I don't know why it's hissing like that. That's not nice. Right. Oh, that shut it up. I cleaned them record switches, you know. You wouldn't believe that, would you? I sprayed them and it still sound like shit. Alright. Let's put a tape in it. That's... There. So hold the stop button. Let's put on the radio.
Literally, so obviously when I woke up, the chocolate buttons had melted.
When you search, be sure to check everywhere. Every nook, every cranny. You gotta cover all your bases, right?
worth for granted. John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist movement, urged Christians to improve the present moment. And I like that. Thankfully, today hasn't been cancelled, Zoe. So perhaps counting time isn't nearly as important as making small amounts of time really count. Like spending precious moments with family and friends and those who need me most.
Thank you very much, Tony. Whatever you do, don't stop singing walking down the street.
Well,
Love singing.
you keep improving the present moment.
Thank you so much, Tony. Lovely to see you as always. See you again soon.
An exhibition startlingly entitled Downton Abbey, Experience the History. It's as if I've come full circle. Back in the past, back in Boston, and back with the man that we heard at the top of the programme.
If you walk down Washington, you will almost definitely see a red coat. If you walk across to the park, you will see a red coat.
And what do you as an American?
Rewind that. I didn't get much on that tape. That's a load of shit, that. Right, we're at the beginning of the tape. So let's turn that volume down. Right, so put it on AM. Turn the volume up.
Now, for the future of my party, which has always been pragmatic and a broad church encompassing diverse views, I don't think it bodes well for our future. But it's up to him. He's the leader of the party. He's been elected. I can't stop him from
There's plenty of signal getting into it.
It's not going to make any difference to how I vote today. How many are on your side when it comes to
getting signal into the meter, so
I can't give you an exact figure, but my feeling from the meetings and
Press the mic
conversations I've been
button
having
goes
over
off,
the last few
obviously.
days is that we have enough. And
Get
so people are going to put the country and the
nothing
national
there.
interest
Also
first today
music.
against their own party's interest and also their own
Auto
interest if they're going to
speech.
be selected, and will support
auto music is about
both the motion today and
best
the
one
bill
to have it
tomorrow.
on.
Then there will be a general election vote.
Well, there may be, and that raises another issue. Clearly, it is the Prime Minister's entitled.
Right. And that should turn off, but it does, but it isn't doing. Probably because the belt's slipping. That's what that is. Right, so let's press play. Now nothing's going because the stop solenoid is stopped. Oh, what's happened is the stop solenoid stopped and the fucking belt isn't powerful enough to turn anything. See what I mean? The stop solenoid, there we are. Stop solenoid didn't flick out. Oh, what crap this thing is. Right, might need a new head in this, to be honest.
now for the future of my party, which has always been pragmatic and a broad church encompassing diverse views, I don't think it bodes well for the party. He's been elected. I can't stop him from withdrawing the whip from me, but it's not going to make any difference to how I vote today.
How many are on your side when it comes to Conservatives? How many are with you?
I can't give you my feeling from the meetings and conversations I've been having over the last few days is that with enough Conservatives who are going to put the country and the national interest first today against their own party's interests and also their own interests if they're going to be deselected, and will support both the motion today and the bill tomorrow.
So then there will be a general election vote.
Well, there may be, and
It is recording, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like shit. Right, so let's press play and record again. And what I want to do this time,
public services will no longer be available.
I'm going to turn the signal tracer on, and I'm going to see what level, how much is actually getting to the head. So we'll ground the signal tracer out here. Actually, we'll ground it there. Let's turn and see if we're getting any signal through the head. Not getting now through that channel. Hang on. Getting there. In there. Oh, we've got a wire off here, so that doesn't help. Doesn't help having a wire off. Right, let's have a look down here. Yeah, we've got a ground off there, so that doesn't help. Doesn't help having a ground off, does it? So if I just push that on, we're getting that. Yeah, we've got a ground off. Yeah, got ground off there, look. That wouldn't help. Let's get me wire cutters, me pliers rather. Right. Let's turn it off a second. One thing you never do, or you shouldn't do, is go near. I might have to put a new tape head in this, but one thing you should know, so I'm going to get that wire back on there, I'm going to have to take the top one off. There we go. Right, let's get that out of there. There we go. So let's solder our ground back on. But that would explain why we were only getting one channel, wouldn't it? That would explain why we're only getting one side of the signal through the head. We should get both sides now. At least we should. If I can get the fucking... There we are. No, we're not fucking... I'm not happy with that. Let's take it off a minute. That's it. Bit of a short on the head going on there. I'm only tacking this on because I'm planning on trying another head in it, so I'm only just tacking it on. It only has to hold while I fuck about because I'm planning on trying another head in it. Make sure I can see through that gap. I can. That's it. You know, I'm fed up of that fucking... That's it, working. I need to put a new belt on it, that's what's causing that. Right, so what we'll do now, we'll turn the volume back up.
Every day.
Yeah, we're getting a signal. See, we're getting a signal on the on both sides of the head now. Yeah. Yeah. So we're now getting a stereo signal. Not much of one light, but we're getting it. It's getting to the tape. So let's press play. Just rewind the tape. That'll do. That's a bit sluggish, that, because it does need a new belt.
Developing, I think, towards southeastern areas of England and East Anglia, where it will feel warmest today with highs of 23 degrees Celsius, but turning rather wet across Scotland, highs of 18 Celsius in Glasgow, 19 degrees.
Radio's working
Cloudy
alright,
over somewhat for much of Belfast, Cardiff and Birmingham to 19 degrees Celsius here. As we head through this evening and overnight, then we've got that band of rain. It's a cold front that's going to be sinking its way southeast.
I mean, we're getting plenty on the level meter. Stop. I'm not worried about that wow flutter shit. The hiss has gone down as well. I'm not worried about all that wow and flutter shit. That's probably because I didn't have the tape. Let's try the try my weekly tape again.
Ralph smiled a slow, shallow smile. If it's all the same with you, miss, he said, his face suddenly illuminated with childlike pride. I want to take it home to show the others. But I've got the Christmas present. He touched a finger to his forehead. Picked up his...
Just check to see if the pinch roller's dirty, because it doesn't seem to be pressing against the pinch roller that fucking wet. It is now. Pinch roller could be dirty. It would help if the fucking thing carried on moving. Let's stop that now. It's like the tape isn't...
Up and made his way slowly over to his corner. Maybe it was that word, home, spoken with such unconscious irony. Or maybe it was the delighted Alf's eyes when he took her insignificant little gift. Whatever it was, Jo could not get the man out of her mind, even as she bustled about serving the other customers. The cafe was rapidly filling with sleet-covered shoppers, and the floor was soon littered with bulging shopping bags and tubes of wrapping paper and brightly coloured pop. Whistles. Children win.
I don't understand that.
Tempers.
Let's just clean the roller. Give the roller a clean. It can only be that. It can only be the roller. Right. I have got a little bit of IPA left, so I've been saving it for an emergency. It is only a little bit. I've ordered some more, so I'm waiting for that coming, but right. It sounds a damn sight better since I soldered that wire on. Anyway, that's made a real improvement. That pinch roller's filthy, and the other thing about this, it's automatic shut off. Now it's jammed up again. That's it. Right. I'm going to have to put a new belt on it because it's that's what's causing that. The belt's fucked. So yeah, you can stop it with your fingers, look at that. Belt's fucked. So it's probably why it even sounds like shit. The roller's clean now.
Reading patience short. It was lunchtime before the crush thinned. Alf, too, seemed to feel it was time to move on. Thanks again, miss, he murmured, placing his empty cup carefully on the counter. With slow deliberation, he dug into his pocket and drew out a surprisingly clean piece of paper. Smoothing it lovingly with the heel of his hand, he passed it across the counter and said shyly, "This is for you."
That's working better than what it was.
Jo.
I mean, admittedly, yeah, it sounds a bit fucking wobbly, the belt's fucked. But you know, and there's probably fucking wires catching on it and all sorts of stuff under there because everything's not tied up yet. But you know,
she might have fallen for him if she hadn't already thought.
Sean went to concerts too, but not with her. He sat in the circle with his well-dressed parents, and she looked down on their heads from the cheap seats above. Despite their enforced separation, she experienced the double joy of hearing wonderful live music and being in love.
see, it could even be the fact that as the brakes going off fully. Could even be the fact that disconnect the take counter. I don't think it will work with the take counter disconnected. I think it will continuously switch off.
Haunt little library. Occasionally he would sit there and...
Yeah, because it relies on the signal from the take counter. Yeah, so it needs the take counter to be running. But I don't understand that because there's plenty of push on that roller against that capstan. Plenty. There's plenty of pressure on that. And it was working all out when I first started. Let's move that back. Oh, I'll tell you what it could be, folks. I'll tell you what it could be. Let me just turn it off a minute. I'll tell you what it could be. Let's just move. Make sure there's no wires. It's probably, you know, it's probably got a fucking... I don't fucking know what it is. Let's try that.
Chat for a while before walking stuck
Together, and then going their very separate ways. One never to know.
Oh, hang on. Oh, the pinch roller's gone dead stiff. That's what it is. The pinch roller's gone dead stiff. How's the fucking pinch roller gone dead stiff? But it has. Let's just see, there might be some fucking old tape or something caught up in it. Yeah, there is, look. There. There's old shit caught up in the pinch roller. Yeah, look at it all there. Fucking all shit in the pinch roller. That's what's causing it. I mean, the belt. I'm going to have to probably take the pinch roller back off. Yeah, because the roller's dead stiff. Just give it a squirt of this first. Would help if the straw stayed on. It could even be fucking just crap that's got in there. Oh. There we go. That'll evaporate that stuff. And let's put it back on. Just wipe the turning that, just keep that moving while I just wipe the crap off there. You can hear the roller squeaking. But that's what it is. It's gone dead stiff. Let's take the pinch roller off. Let's take the pinch roller assembly off. I don't like doing this because it's a pain in the fucking ass, to be perfectly honest. But if I want the machine to work, I've got to do it. I mean, the pinch roller, you could very difficult to turn with your fingers, and that spring's a bastard to get back in. Right, so just take that out and leave that as it is. Right, well, it's not stiff now, so why is that? I wonder if the spring mislocated. Because that's dead free now. So I wonder if the spring mislocated. I wonder if that was the problem. The spring dislocated. Let's put the... Could have been that, couldn't it, folks? You know? Could have been that, but I fucking hate putting this back in because it's a bastard. But basically, I'm going to put that there like that, I'm going to hold that like that. That's, we need to be behind that. Oh, you cunt. So I'm wondering, see, we're not all the way down. We're not down far enough to get the fucking clip on, and that's the bastard with it. I've got an itchy leg. You always develop an itch when you're fucking about with something. Now that needs to go down a bit further, that's it. So we can get that on while the getting's good. That clip is small. I mean, super small. Right, the pinch roller's free now, so let's see. It might have just been that. Yeah, we come away from the head, so we're nice and free on the roll. I wonder if I had that spring mislocated in the first place. I'm going to own up to the fact and say I probably did. Because that looks much better. I didn't notice that spring there before. It might have been tucked under there somewhere and I didn't spot it. But we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect.
It made her feel as if thousands of bubbles were swelling up inside her.
There we are.
To her joy, he seemed genuinely pleased to see her. His blue eyes were dancing. Did he feel the bubbles too? Gosh, I've made you miss your...
That's the volume full up now. And that hiss has gone right down, look.
Us, he said, squeezing her hand. It's just that when I saw you... Get off. I'll wait with you till the next...
Right, let's try recording. So we're getting plenty up into the head now. Rewind. It needs a new belt though, because that's why it's struggling with the wind. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go off the counter, turn the volume down.
When did we do it before?
And got on with things.
When did we do it before? All getting along.
I'm referring to, Britain has rebuilt itself, certainly after the wars, after the recession, after the famine, all of this, we've built ourselves up.
Right.
You know,
Oh, hang on, we want it on manual.
Anything like that. But it takes people getting together, communicating, working together, having a common plan. And that's what needs to happen. And I think if the politicians keep on, they
This is
will...
what Boris Johnson was saying, isn't he? He was talking about getting behind it, backing Britain, everybody pushing in the same direction.
Yes, but it's got to be a direction that's common to all. And at the moment, I feel that everything is so fast.
Right, let's rewind that. I know it's going to sound like shit, but... Yeah, it needs a new belt. Play.
Working as a member of Parliament, whatever happens to me personally, to stop it from happening.
Without being, you know, being clueless, anything like that. But it takes people keep together, communicating, working together, having a common plan. And that's what needs to happen. And I think if the politicians keep on,
This is what Boris Johnson was saying, isn't he? He was talking about getting behind it, backing Britain, everybody pushing in the same direction.
Yes, but it's got to be a direction that's common to all. And at the
And that was the recording I did earlier. Right, well I'm going to pronounce, I mean that's about as best as I'm ever going to get it. Let's try a bit of music. There'll only be a couple of seconds of music. Yep. We've got a bit of this there, and I think that's the... Yeah. I cleaned those record switches. I did honestly, folks. I know you probably don't believe me, but I did clean those record switches.
This one comes, okay? How nice he was. She could have waited there in his company forever. Where'd you go for Christmas? He asked. And was silent for a while. When
Let's
she
just
said
adjust
that
this
she would
because that's a
probably
bit
just stay in her room.
muffly.
It's fine there, she said. And don't worry, I'll have had a lovely Christmas dinner at the shop. Turkey, all the trimmings. His eyes were concerned. Well, look, there's a concert on at the big church on the High Street on Christmas Eve, he said. The local orchestra's playing and there will be soloists. Would you like to go to it? With me, I mean. She could hardly believe it. To go out with him, to sit beside him on the most magical night of the year, to listen to festive music with him. Could there ever be a more wonderful way to celebrate Christmas? He was waiting for her answer. I'd like that, Sean, she whispered. Very much. Great. I'll meet you at the top of your street at 10:30, he said, as her bus pulled in. It's a bit early, but...
It's about the best I'm going to get that, I'm afraid, folks, but...
In a daze, she sat down on the bus and pinched herself to prove that it had not been a dream. She wanted to buy Sean a Christmas present, something special.
But I'm going to leave that cassette deck as that now. I'm going to just put a new belt on it when I find one. And I'm going to put a new belt. I'll put a new belt on it because that's all it needs. And I can do that from underneath. It's not a problem. Just change the belt. I think I can. But if not, I'll whip the mech out and do it anyway. Not a problem to do that. That's nice and free now. I think that spring there was mislocated. A mistake I made. Anyway, folks, I'm really, really, really pleased. and it looks like the Waltham might live again. You know, this sounds about the same as what the one I had when I was a kid sounded like. I mean, they weren't terribly brilliant, but they were terribly rubbish. But you know, you have to remember this thing's fucking this thing's older than some people who are alive today. This thing was made around 1975 or something fucking daft. So it's getting on, and you know, I'm really pleased with the job I've done on this cassette deck. And when you watch the video, there are those of you who think, oh, you'll never get that back together, but I have, and it's working. And I only ended up with one spare screw. I don't know where it fucking went, but I only ended up with one spare screw. I think it might have come out of the counter or something. I can't fucking remember where it went, so, you know. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Get this all sorted out into what it needs to be. This is... this has just been work on the cassette deck alone, and we've now got the cassette deck working, so I'm happy with that. It plays nice. It plays nice. It records terribly, but it will play cassettes okay. And when I put the belt on, I'll give it all a final go over and a final tune up. And what I'll do then, I'll put a blob of glue on the, just a little blob of glue on the adjuster so it can't move. Yeah, and we can get all this top and everything back on, and everyone's happy, and I'm happy, and the dog's happy, and you know, the man up the street's probably happy. Anyway, I'm pleased that I managed to get it sorted, because in all honesty, it had all the makings of a scrapper. So hopefully in a bit we can get a record deck in it and get this side cap, this cap on the side back on, and get everything back on, and we've got the bottom here ready to go back on. And I'm going to leave it there, folks, and thank you very much for watching, and more to come later. Bye for now.